Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Madhabi Puri Buch back in the news. A special court had asked the Anti-Corruption Bureau to file an FIR against Madhabi Buch and 6 other. Now Madhabi Buch and 2 of her colleagues had gone to the Bombay High Court and asked for the FIR to be quashed. Just now before I shooting editorial, just now Bombay High Court has stayed the FIR. So now the Anti-Corruption Bureau will not register an FIR as of now. Bombay High Court has stayed it. This is the news. Now today's editorial, let us revisit Miss Madhabi Buch, SEBI, and what's going on. Let's get right into the show. So a special PMLA court had asked the Anti-Corruption Bureau to file an FIR against Madhabi Buch. Madhabi Buch, like I told you, went to the High Court and today the High Court gave her the stay. Now, why stay for registering FIR? She went to High Court for quashing of FIR. She got a stay on registering. So ACB will not register the FIR as of now. There is a stay on that. Now let me first start. I'm going to do a lot of reading so that let's be very clear of what's happening. So there was a complainant called, who is a journalist incidentally. The complainant, his name is Sapan Srivastava, who alleged that Bombay Stock Exchange listed a company called CAL's Refinery in 1994. 1994, this company was registered without ensuring that the SEBI listing regulations were followed. This company did not follow the SEBI compliance. The complainant further claimed that SEBI failed to act against BSE and CAL's refineries, leading to loss of investors' wealth, including his own family's wealth. He says that Madhabi, in connivance with other authorities of the SEBI and the BSE, allowed the fraudulent listing of a company on the stock exchange and also did not take any action against the said company for its wrongs. What he said is, 1994 में तो list हुआ था, लेकिन I had complained, come and complained. I had come and complained. Lot of people had complained, but you didn't take cognizance to it. You didn't take cognizance to it is because you were conniving with that particular company. I'm reading it out from the court order itself. So I'm reading it out from there. The complainant said that the allegation pertaining to the fraudulent listing of the company on the stock exchange with the active connivance of regulatory authorities, particularly the Security and Exchange Board, that is SEBI, without compliance of SEBI Act 1992 and rules and regulation thereunder. The complainant contended that the SEBI officials failed in their statutory duty to facilitate market manipulation and enable corporate fraud by allowing the listing of a company that did not meet the prescribed norms. The allegation which they made were as follows. 1. The complainant has placed on record substantial matters to support the allegation, including written complaint launched with SEBI and the police and other authorities with their acknowledgement, documents revealing procedural lapse and non-compliance of IPO process, regulatory filings and stock market reports indicating artificial inflation of share prices, correspondence from whistleblower within SEBI indicating undue favorism towards accused company, financial report, audit, documents and investor grievance demonstrating large-scale fraud and public deception. And finally, the complainant specifically alleged the SEBI permitted the listing of the accused company despite its failure to comply with essential regulatory norms, including disclosure of requirements and due diligence process mandated under SEBI Act 1992, SEBI Listing Obligation and Disclosure Regulation 2015 and SEBI Issue of Capital and Disclosure Requirement Regulation 2018. The accused person engaged in round-tripping, inside trading and price manipulation misleading investors into believing company was financially sound. Certain SEBI officials, the complainant said, certain SEBI officials colluded with the accused company and failed to exercise regulatory oversights, thereby committing acts of criminal misconduct under the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. The company's promoter siphoned off public fund post-listing, and SEBI failed to take preventive measures despite multiple red flags and inaction by the police and the regulatory authorities, amounting to dereliction of duty, necessitating a court-monitored investigation. Now, this is what the complainant said. All of it, very, very serious allegations. Absolutely serious allegations. The point is, the company was registered, like I told you, in 1994. But there were various complaints by whistleblowers who came and told SEBI that, Baba, there is fraud going on. There is round tripping going on. There is fraudulent manipulation going on. But the complainant says that people from SEBI colluded with the fraud company and the allegedly fraud company, and therefore they allowed it to happen. They did not bother about the compliance, and the company continued to do what they do. So this is predominantly the complaint. Now let me tell you what the court reacted. The court said the allegation discloses cognizable offence, necessitating an investigation. There is prima facie evidence of regulatory lapse and collusion requiring a fair and impartial probe. The inaction by law enforcement and SEBI necessitates judicial intervention under section 156(3) CRPC. This special PMLA court said that we see that there has been some collusion. There has been some kind of foul play between the regulatory bodies, the investigating bodies, and the allegedly fraud company. We see that, and it requires a judicial intervention, and it requires to be investigated under section 156(3). This is what the special PMLA court had said. Now, after that, like I told you, Madhabi Buch with her two other directors, Sundaram Ramamurthy, Director BSE, and Pramod Agrawal, Public Interest Director of BSE, all three of them went and approached the Bombay High Court, and Bombay High Court today asking him to quash the FIR, but Bombay High Court today stayed the FIR and said, "Nay, you hang on till we get back to you." This is the story. So I guess the story is clear. Now a few questions. You see, Madhabi Buch has been in the news for a lot of wrong reasons. It started with Hindenburg. Hindenburg, if you remember, had accused her and her husband Dhaval Buch of having stakes in an offshore entity used in what is called as Adani money siphoning case. This was an allegation made by Hindenburg. SEBI refuted Hindenburg's allegation and said all this is wrong and nothing is right. They said the chairperson has also recused herself in matters involving potential conflict of interest. So SEBI said, we are very clean and our chairperson, Baba. Very, very clean. Madhabi Buch retired from SEBI. Let me also tell you that she retired as a chairperson and now she is no longer the chairperson of SEBI. And this is after her tenure that this case has been filed. Now, Congress party accused Buch of accepting 17 crores in salaries from ICICI Bank after she took over SEBI chief. The bank denied it. Congress said 17 crores she has got as salaries. The bank said nothing doing, हमने ऐसा कोई पैसा वैसा नहीं दिया है. So that's also there. Madhabi Buch has been accused of receiving rental income from a company called Carol Info Services, a company linked to OCAD, a firm which was under SEBI scanner. So her house, allegedly, her house was rented to a company which belonged to a company which was under SEBI scanner, and there was investigation going on on that company. She was alleged. Allegations have emerged that a private consultancy company, which I have spoken to you about, entity, 99% owned by SEBI chairperson Madhabi Bush, accepted payments from multiple listed companies regulated by SEBI under her name as SEBI whole-time member. When she was a whole-time member of SEBI, she had a consulting firm, and that consultancy firm had taken consultancy fees from a lot of companies that were listed in SEBI. And she gave that shares back to her husband, and after, when she became the chair of SEBI, her husband was running it. So everywhere there were allegations. Everywhere there were allegations, but she still sat in the chair. Nobody touched her. She was not asked to go. She was not removed. She was not asked to go on leave so that there can be an investigation. Nothing happened. ठीक है. Now let me tell you some other facts. SEBI chairperson, the then SEBI chairperson, that is Madhabi Puri, was called by a parliamentary panel for questioning. A parliamentary panel was going to question her on all of this, all of what I said, this Hindenburg issue, the 17 crore salary issue, rental issue, and so on and so forth, her consultancy issue. They were going to question her on that. Madhabi Buch didn't turn up. She didn't turn up for this questioning. And the questioning never happened. Nirmala Sitharaman said that I think a few allegations have been answered by Buch. They are putting up facts to contradict the allegation by Congress. I think the facts are to be taken on board. Madhabi Buch and her husband are putting out facts to contradict the allegations. The finance minister of the country came in support of her. The finance minister of the country came in support of Madhabi Buch. My question today, and before I end my editorial, is as simple. Madhabi Buch, one allegation after another. One allegation after another. One was done by Hindenburg. Everybody said that Hindenburg, you don't trust them. They are not worth trusting, and let's forget about them, and all of that went off. Salary, ICICI Bank, that also they said ICICI Bank, हम लोग ने दिया ही नहीं है, कुछ मालूम ही नहीं है, then that also gone. House given on rent, ऐसा कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है, that also gone. So every allegation, as far as Madhabi Buch was concerned, was not properly investigated to the best of my knowledge. It was not properly investigated, and nothing happened to her. On the contrary, the government and the finance minister herself came to her rescue, was talking for her. Why is the government supporting her? Why is the government standing by her? And why is that there are allegations after allegations after allegations after allegations on one person, and one doesn't see a very strong investigation? PMLA court had instructed the ACB, Anti-Corruption Bureau, to file an FIR and investigate. Possibly the reason they must have said it, because once the FIR is launched by the police, then ED can file an ECR against her after an FIR from the police. Possibly that too could be the reason that he asked for an FIR from Anti-Corruption Bureau. But the High Court today stayed it. Somewhere down the line, nobody looks like wants to investigate her. Get her, either she will come through clean, and she can show the world that, listen, every allegation against her was baseless allegation. She can prove it to the world, or the truth will come out, if at all there is another truth. So why is that not happening? That's the question I end with. Think about it. Write down your comments in the comment box below, and till I see you next time, that's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.